Tonight, Queen Elizabeth II has died at 96. Prince Charles assuming the throne as King Charles III, the U.S. and the world paying respects. A symbol of strength and British resolve, the UK's longest-serving monarch, her reign spanning 70 years. Buckingham Palace revealing the Queen died peacefully at Balmoral, her home in Scotland. Buckingham Palace staff posting the notice informing the Queen has passed. The news coming just hours after the palace released a rare statement saying doctors were concerned about her health. The royal family rushing to Scotland to be by her side. Charles releasing his first statement as the new king, calling the death of his mother a moment of greatest sadness. More than 80% of Britons were born with Elizabeth as their queen. The images coming in at this hour, the British flag lowered to half-staff, a double rainbow appearing over Buckingham Palace amid news of her death. Tributes pouring in from around the world. President Biden tonight saying Queen Elizabeth II was more than a monarch. She defined an era. Maggie Rulli, James Longman from London to Balmoral in Scotland, and Mary Bruce at the White House. As we look back, Queen Elizabeth, in her own words, what she said at just 21 years old, the commitment she made, her promise, her profound words right here tonight. We also have the other major news this Thursday night, the deadly shooting spree in Memphis. Also, longtime Trump ally Steve Bannon charged in New York. State prosecutors accusing him of stealing from donors who gave money, thinking that money would build a border wall. They thought they were buying bricks with their names on them for the wall. Millions of dollars. The wildfires of the heat, more than 70 large fires burning in several states tonight. 55 million Americans under heat and fire alerts across several states. Tribute tonight to a pioneer of cable news, remembering Bernard Shaw. And at the end here tonight, the message from the Queen we thought fitting to play here again tonight.
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and it's great to have you with us here tonight as the world remembers and honors Queen Elizabeth II. Word of her death echoing around the world today. Britain's Queen Elizabeth dying at 96 after a 70-year reign, Britain's longest ruling monarch. She was a steady figure over so many decades during times of joy and times of turbulent change. A monarch, a leader, a diplomat, a head of state, but also a wife, mother, grandmother, and great-grandmother, committed to duty and service. Just this week, welcoming Britain's new Prime Minister in person at Balmoral. The royal family sharing this photo tonight and the news that the Queen died peacefully at Balmoral Castle, where she was spending the summer. Earlier, family members gathering, arriving at Balmoral after doctors in a rare public statement reported they were concerned about Her Majesty's health. Charles and Camilla already in Scotland, arriving by helicopter. Prince William with Uncles Andrew and Edward flying up from London. Prince Harry also arriving in Scotland. Crowds gathering at London's Buckingham Palace holding a vigil in the rain today. And then that simple yet powerful image today, the notice posted on the palace gate telling the world that the Queen had passed. Just 48 hours earlier, honoring her last official duty, greeting Britain's new Prime Minister Liz Truss. This was the Queen on Tuesday this week, with her trademark smile right there. In this image, amid news of the Queen, a double rainbow over Buckingham Palace today. Tonight here, the Queen in her own words, what she promised at just 21 years old. But first, ABC's Maggie Rulli leading us off tonight from Balmoral in Scotland for us.
Tonight, the United Kingdom and the world mourning the loss of one of the most celebrated and revered women of our age, Queen Elizabeth II, passing away peacefully today at 96. She was said to be comfortable, surrounded by family at her beloved Balmoral estate in Scotland. The palace releasing a statement from the new king, now His Majesty Charles III. The death of my beloved mother, Her Majesty the Queen, is a moment of the greatest sadness for me and all members of my family. We mourn profoundly the passing of a cherished sovereign and a much-loved mother. I know her loss will be deeply felt throughout the country, the realms, and the Commonwealth, and by countless people around the world. During this period of mourning and change, my family and I will be comforted and sustained by our knowledge of the respect and deep affection in which the Queen was so widely held. Somber crowds gathering outside Buckingham Palace, leaving flowers at the gates. The notice posted, the flag lowered to half-staff, and as Britain paused, rainbows stretching across the sky.
A few moments ago, Buckingham Palace announced the death of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II.
Anchors on British television delivering the news.
We passed away earlier today with the family by her side.
Pilots even alerting passengers in flight. This morning, hours of uncertainty after that rare detailed statement from the palace. The Queen's doctors, concerned for Her Majesty's health, recommended she remain under medical supervision. Her family racing to their matriarch's side. Charles arriving first by helicopter. Other members of the royal family flying into a foggy Aberdeen airport in Scotland. Prince William looking solemn, walking onto the tarmac. Driving Prince Andrew, Prince Edward, and wife Sophie, a grandson, sons, and daughter-in-law in grief. Their convoy seen speeding through the estate gates. Prince Harry traveling to Balmoral alone, arriving after the official announcement had been made. Both William and Harry without their wives. As shockwaves reverberated around the kingdom.
She was somebody I think that we'll never see again. I think a lot of people are really going to be sad, but also they'll be celebrating an amazing life and an amazing public servant.
Just 48 hours ago, these last images of the Queen, inviting Great Britain's new Prime Minister, Liz Truss, to form a government. Despite the decline in her health, still performing her constitutional responsibility, and still with that iconic twinkle in her eye. It was immediately after that event that doctors worried about her condition. The Queen celebrating 70 years on the throne this past summer.
Your Majesty, Mummy.
Her son Charles, now the King, expressing gratitude on behalf of the British people to his mother, the Queen.
As a nation, this is our opportunity to thank you and my father for always being there for us, for inspiring us with your selfless duty and service, and for making us proud to be British.
The chants ringing out. Tonight, the British people again thanking their Queen for 80% of the kingdom, the only monarch they've ever known.
Really powerful to see the crowds gathering outside Buckingham Palace today. Let's bring in Maggie Rulli. She's at Balmoral in Scotland for us tonight. And Maggie, walk us through what we know so far from the palace about what happens from here. Will Charles, as we know, will be known as King Charles III. When do we see him? Where does he go from here? When will the Queen be honored?
David, well, the palace has confirmed he will go by King Charles III. And we're hearing we should expect the king to travel to London to address the nation. This will be his first speech following his mother's death. Now, after 10 days of national mourning, it's expected her funeral will take place at Westminster Abbey. And David, those days of national mourning will really be a chance for the British public, who so many have gathered here at Balmoral and across the UK today already, to pay their respects and to honor the legacy of Queen Elizabeth.
So moving, Maggie Rulli leading us off tonight from Scotland. Maggie, thank you. Queen Elizabeth's life was above all one of duty and service, a commitment she honored to her people and to her family.